And welcome back. Week one is in the books. Like I said, we had a successful betting week, got some money there, and now we got to talk about the top 25. Definitely some changes in the top 25, especially with Miami winning big, Texas A&M losing, LSU losing, and some teams just not looking good, and some teams looking good. So we're going to move on. We're going to go through our top 25 right now. First, let's talk about who's receiving votes. NC State still receiving votes after a rough performance. They drop out of the poll, but do receive some votes from both myself and Nick. Kansas gets some votes. Those all come from Nick on that one. Appalachian State gets a vote from me. Clemson drops out of the top 25 with their loss, but still has a vote from Nick. And USF with a vote from Joe. Moving on, the first set, number 25, UNLV. Joe votes them at 20th. They get the 25th spot for us. Texas A&M ties with Liberty for 23rd. Texas A&M dropping from 19th after a loss. Liberty staying at 23. Iowa jumps in the poll sitting at 22. One of the newcomers to the poll this week. And then sitting at 21, Georgia Tech, who jumped up from 23rd. In the next step, Memphis comes in at number 20. They jumped up a spot from 21. LSU drops all the way from 11 to 19 after their loss. Arizona jumps up from 22 to 19, or from 22 to 18. Number 17 is USC. They joined the poll this week, and then Kansas State stays pat at 16. In the next set, number 15, Tennessee. Tennessee was 15th last week. Oklahoma drops to 14th. Oklahoma State jumps to 13th. Just a flip-flop there. Miami jumps all the way from 17 to 12. And then Missouri jumps a spot from 12 to 11. Starting in the top 10, Michigan, number 10. They drop from 8 after a lackluster performance against Fresno State. That bumps Utah up a spot to 9. Penn State up a spot to 8. Notre Dame stays at 7. And then with some shifting, Nick pushed Alabama up. Ole Miss sits at number 6. Now the top 5. I mentioned Nick pushed Alabama up. He voted them 4th. They jump in at number 5. Number 4, Oregon. Oregon drops a slot from 3. Both myself and Joe dropped them from 3. Nick dropped them all the way to 6. They end up at number 4. Number 3 is Texas. All 3 of us voted for Texas at number 3. They get Michigan this week. Big game there. Number 2 is The Ohio State University. All 3 of us ranked them second this week after their game with Akron. And number 1 is Georgia. Georgia getting all 3 number 1 votes this week. Definitely some changes in the top 25. We'll be back soon with some week 2 picks. If you like this content, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.